right, TAOFLEDER crew, welcome back. Sorry for the delay. Jeff's computer had little technical issues.
It died. I had to build a new one.
Anyway, we're back. We're out here to kind of test out a myth that back in the black and white TV days and probably other times beyond that, of modifying a bullet. Actually cutting grooves in it, cut slots in it. We did one once before with a Phillips head indentation, but these have actually been modified beyond that. We're going to call it a scientific channel today.
Oh yeah. It's Hollywood myths, you know.
Yeah, Hollywood myths dispelled, and so anyway, we're going to run some couple of different unmodified, and then some modified. We're going to run it through this semi-transparent gel and see what kind of reactions we get out of these.
So what do we have to compare it with?
What we got here, standard velocity, CCI 22, lead round nose, 1,070 feet per second, 40 grain bullet, and CCI mini mag, long rifle, hollow point, 1,260 feet per second, 36 grain, and then you'll be able
those are just CCI, the same thing.
These are CCIs, but they've been slightly modified. Jeff will probably show you on a tabletop what he did there.
This is kind of a tribute to. It wasn't even a YouTube channel, it was a website called Box of Truth. A lot of people, have you ever seen Box of Truth?
No.
Oh, a lot of people have.
I'll have to look that one
They
up.
never made videos. It was all just still photos, and we're gonna try bullets backwards, we're gonna try this. It was really interesting, and I think the last time they posted was like 2006, and the guy that made it may have died because he was an older guy. But he never made it to video. It would have been great. Absolutely great if he made videos, but it was just, you know, very simple. He explained what he was doing and had a couple photographs. Even today they refer to Box of Truth, you know. Okay, round nose first. I'm ready. Point. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, it's going to be just above that one.
Okay, above or below is fine. Okay, now the split point. I'm ready. Let's take a look at the ballistic gel test. The first bullet is the round nose. It's a heavier bullet, but a little slower than the other type. We had really good penetration, but as you can see, almost no expansion of the bullet at all. Next up is the hollow point. It is a lighter bullet, but traveling almost 200 feet per second faster than the round nose bullet. The bullet immediately expands and creates a larger wound cavity than the round nose. Next up is our split point. The biggest difference here is we have a shallower temporary wound cavity, and something like that may be more useful for small game than something that needs a lot of penetration to get to the vitals. Okay, Danny removed the bullets from the gel, so explain what your findings are.
Well, first shot, all lead, round nosed, and I don't know, we told you what the speeds were.
Yeah, it was like 1,050 or something like that.
Yeah, that one went the furthest. That
one
went out here, oh, let's see, about 12 inches of gel on that first one. Second one was the hollow point.
The first one was 1070.
1070, and then 12 60th, I believe, something like that.
Yep.
Nice expansion on that.
Yep. That's what they're designed to do.
And that one only made it 10 inches, which you would expect with the expansion on there. Third one, the split point. This is what we dug out of there. It lost these petals, at about 2.5 and 5.5 inches. Just a cluster of little pieces. The main body made it in there almost 10 inches again.
Okay, it was a little short of the hollow point.
A little short of the hollow point.
Same velocity, just different type of bullets. Okay, so what does that gel test really tell us? I don't know. Does this hollow point do more damage than a round nose? Does it, I mean, what is damage, you know? I mean, damage is amount of energy transferred from the bullet to the target, basically.
That one's just going to punch a hole.
Yeah, it could go right through a squirrel or whatever, you know?
Yeah. This one's going to transfer energy, which is going to hit hard, knock them down, create a lot of impact, a lot of transfer of energy. This one's going to create a wound channel. Plus, this thing traveling on through.
So there might be some validity to this modification. I don't know, you know?
Yeah.
We'll shoot some other, you know, just some household objects and stuff, you know, we just grab some goofy things, just give you an idea, different materials and different things to give you an idea how much damage it actually does to flesh, you know?
I got extra 11s just in case.
Here we go.
Hollow point. I'm ready.
Here we go.
Wow, big difference. Okay, split point. I'm ready.
Here we go.
Ooh.
Now the lemon may represent something like a squirrel or a rat or something that you're shooting at. The round nose, it definitely made it through the lemon, but didn't do a lot of tissue damage to this lemon. The hollow point, on the other hand, does a tremendous amount of tissue damage. Since the hollow point expands, it gets larger and more effectively transfers its energy to the target. And then finally, our split point bullet, it actually expands and also fragments. The greatest energy transfer occurs very shallow, so a small target like this really gets wrecked.
Do we see any difference there? I'm sure these were all FBI certified calibrated lemons. They're basically the same size, same feel, but other than that, semi-scientific. Okay, what happened?
All right. Round nose. Just all lead. Cracked it a little bit. Not too much damage. Hollow point. Definite difference. And then the split one. That split one blew chunks about 15 feet out there.
Okay. So we definitely saw a little difference, a big difference between one type and the other, and quite a difference between the hollow point and the split tip.
It's, you know, it's good to do it this way. You see the different reactive targets. And
yes.
Not just gel.
Right, right. The gel doesn't tell you the whole story, you know?
Look at that.
Little chunk. Look at that.
Popped the plug.
Interesting.
Jammed that one so hard.
Round nose. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, hollow point, I'm ready. Okay, split point now.
Ready?
Yep.
Wow, did you hear that one accelerate?
It got faster.
Soap in a box, who would have thought? Here comes our round nose. Good penetration. We see a bit of soap fragments ejected out the back. Now let's see if there's any difference between the round nose and the hollow point. All right, here it comes. And yeah, we can see a big difference. We can see that the box is torn. We see a lot more fragments of soap, bigger chunks flying out the back. So yeah, maybe the ballistic soap in a box is a good comparative medium. Okay, let's take a look at the split point bullet. We see the box is torn a lot more than the first two tests. A lot more pieces of soap being ejected out of the back. Just a more violent reaction.
Round nose.
A little damage to the back there.
A little damage to the back.
Okay.
Hollow point. A little more damage to the back. Oh yeah.
Yep. Okay.
And then split points. Definite damage. This was.
They're all in order. They're in
We
order.
don't need those.
So
All right, we got
we had to put them in order so we didn't confuse ourselves or the viewers. Okay.
got the round point in, out, a little bit of damage,
Little exit wound there.
little
That's the exit.
flicking. Hollow point, entrance. Hey, getting better at this dove hunting stuff.
Yeah.
Exit.
Look at it. It has a neat little cone inside there. See that? That's interesting. Okay.
All right. Split point. Entrance.
Got the dove again.
Exit. Definite difference.
Yep. Yep. I think we can all agree that it made a difference, especially between the. You can argue the fact that we're using a 40 grain round nose, which is slower but heavier than the 36 grain. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Hollow point, which is faster than the round nose at 1260. But then you take the same exact hollow point with the split, and you can see the difference there. Same velocity, same weight. We didn't remove any lead or anything. Definitely a big difference there. Let's move on. The next target, Danny.
This blob of silly putty.
How much is there?
Right at 5 pounds.
Oh, okay. So what is
Yes.
that? 2.2 kilos.
2.2 kilos.
Okay.
Close enough.
In drug measurements, drug dealer measurements.
Take me back to the 70s.
Oh, we won't talk about that.
Well, we're gonna. I mean, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's a non-Newtonian fluid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that, or maybe they do from watching our videos. Stop it. You mess up the calibration of it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you're.
There we go.
That's actual silly putty. You can buy 5 pounds of silly putty from I think it's like Crayola website or whoever owns silly putty now. But it's kind of fun. Don't get it on your carpet. You don't want to get it on your carpet.
No.
So, will the bullets just bounce off that? Will they go through it? What will happen? Let's find out. Hopefully it doesn't bounce off.
Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go.
Well, I don't think it's. Did you hit it?
Okay, where'd it go in at? You did hit it.
I did hit it.
Didn't bounce off.
Hit it in the center. Didn't. Yeah.
And then it went all the way through.
We had our safety squints on just in case.
Oh, look at that. How cute. Little tiny exit wound.
Hollow point. I'm ready.
Here we go. Here we go.
Hey,
All right.
what happened on that one?
Point of impact.
Did it come out the bottom or something?
No exit wound.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, we'll have to shoot it again and then cut it open and see where that bullet went.
Let's take a look at the Chronos high-speed camera footage here. Our round nose bullet went right through our ballistic silly putty. Now I kind of doubt that silly putty will ever become the standard in ballistic material or not, but it was kind of fun trying. Now surprising, at least to me, was the hollow point never made it all the way through our silly putty. The ambient temperature on the day that we filmed this was only about 50 degrees, so the silly putty was actually a little stiffer and a little tougher to penetrate. And then finally our split point bullet behaved real similar to our hollow point bullet, didn't go all the way through our silly putty. And it's kind of interesting to see how the really small particles of silly putty are ejected out of the entry hole there.
Okay, now we got to cut this loaf open. We know the first one went through.
First one went through. Second one, hollow point. I don't know about the best way to go about this.
I don't know. What's the best knife to use with silly putty? I would say hand that block to a 8-year-old kid and I bet he'd find it in 20 seconds. Okay, 3 hours later. It is very hard to find bullets inside silly putty, folks.
Yeah,
It is very hard to find it.
especially a 5-pound block.
Yeah. So what did we find in there?
All right. Well, of course, the round nose went all the way through. The hollow point expanded just like you would expect it to.
Just like in the gel.
Same as in the gel, yeah. And then the split one, we never did find the petals,
No, but
but we found the main body of the
it did
bullet.
it almost exactly what it did in ballistic gel, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Just a lot harder to find. Maybe not the. I thought all three of them would go through, and we'd have some interesting exit wounds with this. But the bullets did not pass through that silly putty, which is interesting. Okay, hydrostatic shock. Just pure water in a soda can. See if we can see a difference. Okay, hollow point, I'm ready. And the split point, I'm ready.
Wow! Now one thing we wanted to show was the difference between the three types of bullets, but we also wanted to show you that ballistic gel isn't just the only type of medium that you can use for testing stuff like this. Now with all these goofy targets, it's still very apparent that there is a big difference between the three types of bullets, and there really is no ideal bullet for every single situation. Maybe you need a bullet for very deep penetration, maybe you need one for medium penetration, and maybe there's one like the split point that would be great for very shallow penetration on a small game animal. But it's nice to have options.
Hey, what happened, Danny?
Yeah, this was interesting. This was the round nose, first shot. Dead center of the circle. A little blowout in the rear. Hollow point. Dead center in the circle. A little more blowout in the rear. And then split point.
Look at the difference.
Again,
I
dead
thought there
center.
would be no difference with these things.
So that's a good comparison. They're all three impact points the same.
Same calibrated FBI certified water inside, I should note. We calibrated with a BB gun or something like that. I don't understand the gel calibration thing, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, interesting, impressive.
Well, there you go. It appears that this actually works. as far as transferring energy to your target.
So, defecation hits the rotary oscillator and you got to go out hunting.
So the question is, would you take this into battle? Never mind.
That's my go-to. I can carry several thousand rounds of 22s and only so many 357s or 44s.
Yep.
So when it comes down, that's the one that's going with me.
Yeah.
I can eat, I can defend.
Yep. Well, there you go. It appears that it wasn't just a myth. One of the rare instances where Hollywood kind of got it right, and they might have got their data from FBI files or whatever, some kind of crime data, using these dumb bullets or
Good
split
old
points.
boys back in the boonies.
Yeah. Amazing. I didn't think we'd see any difference at all between the hollow point and this, to be honest, but it definitely did. And a lot of people have commented saying that that's what they've done, and I'm sure they learned about it from these old radio shows like Richard Diamond or Philip Marlowe or Jeff Regan. If you don't listen to old time radio, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But
The Shadow knows.
I don't like the Shadow.
Didn't like the Shadow?
Nope, for whatever reason. Or the Whistler.
The Lone Ranger started out on radio.
They all did. Dragnet.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Well, there you go.
We'll go hammer those out and make a new Volkswagen door.
Be sure and be with us again next week when Philip Marlowe says...
Inside of 2 hours, a lavish mansion seethed with suspicion. A sealed cabin filled with gas and an artist's retreat had a corpse on the floor. All because one man was too good-looking to be true to anyone.